ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont. And a interesting story came out today that I really would like to talk about. We've got this from GameSpot.com. Control update gives everyone previously PS4 exclusive Hideo Kojima mission. The graphics have been improved too. I don't know if that really mattered. The graphics were perfectly fine. This whole obsession game companies have with enhancing graphics that look great makes no sense. Like putting a little bit more shading and whatnot, but doesn't really make a difference to me. Let's go ahead and jump into this story. Remedy Entertainment has released a new 1.30 update for Control Ultimate Edition on PC today. The update will also come to PS5 and Xbox Series consoles at a later date. The main draw of the update is the mission, Dr. Yoshimi Tokui's guided imagery experience will now be available when players pick up the Dr. Tokui tapes, collectibles in the extra sensory lab of the research sector. The mission features voiceover by Hideo Kojima and was previously exclusive to the PS4 Digital Deluxe Edition of Control. Now, is this going to be a voiceover in Japanese or is it going to be in his rough English? Because he doesn't really speak English that well. Because if it's in Japanese with subtitles, I'd be fine with that too. But I might have to look that up. There were several suits that were locked away as pre-order bonuses or rewards for completing certain tasks, but now they're available to all players by equipping them from the control point in the central executive area. They are the Astral Dive Suit, Tactical Response Gear, Urban Response Gear, and the Extra Dimensional Suit. Finally, there have been new graphics updates such as added HDR support, ultra ray tracing, ultra wide monitor support for up to 48.9. Guys, excuse me. You really have a 48.9 monitor setting? That's insane. What are you doing? You're watching panoramic movies in panoramic mode? What do you need that for? What is the actual purpose? I guess you could watch nature documentaries in their full intended format, but what is this monitor really for? That's a huge resolution. And rendering resolution support beyond 4K. Remedy Entertainment is currently working on Control 2, yes, which entered full production last month, as well as FBC Firebreak, a multiplayer game set in the Control universe. Oh, really? So FBC, for anyone that doesn't know, if you're not familiar with the Control universe, let me just go ahead and break this down real quick. Control is like Remedy's version of the SPC, which is or the SCP, Secure, Contain, Protect. FBC is the Federal Bureau of Control, and they have basically what the SCPs are. They're called anomalies, and they're weird, extra dimensional, and creatures that give all these kinds of bonuses and stuff. Well, bonuses. They have powers, and if you can manage to control one, you get their powers. Um, a multiplayer game set in that universe might be interesting. The Max Payne 1 and 2 remakes are also entered full production back in August 2024. Why are they remaking Max Payne 2? Now, this is where I'm gonna lose my cool for a little bit. Max Payne 2 came out like a year ago, not even a full year ago. The graphics are as good as they can get. What do you need to remake it for? What could you possibly enhance in this game? Like the purpose of a remake is to bring new graphics, upscale old graphics, fix bugs or rendering issues that weren't working properly in previous versions of the game. Max Payne 2's problem doesn't have anything to do with the graphics or the rendering. It has to do with the fact that the story's absolute dog shit and just poorly written. I don't know what happened to the development team or if it's a new team that worked on Max Payne 2 or why they hold up. Let me retract everything I just said. Max Payne 1 and 2. I was thinking of Alan and Wake. I apologize, Remedy. Keep up the good work. Max Payne does need a remake because they're old games that didn't age very well as far as graphics are concerned. So those could use it. I just had a little rant about nothing. I thought they were remaking Alan Wake. I don't know why I thought that. I read Max Payne. My brain went Alan Wake. I apologize for mini rant over. Um, for the Control Ultimate Edition is also currently on sale at GameSpot's sister site Fanatical for 7.19. I have no idea what this site is. Never been there. Don't know if that even is a good site to download stuff from. So, do that at your own risk. But here are the patch notes, basically, or the update notes, I should say. The outfits include the astral dive suit, tactical response. I already read all that. Missions. All players will receive the mission Dr. Yoshimi Tokui's guided imagery experience. This is all the same stuff. This is what we want. Graphics, added HDR support, ultra ray tracing preset, which gives you more rays per pixel and higher temporal stability. Okay. I'd have to see that to see the actual difference. I know somebody recently updated GTA 5 with ray tracing and they did like side by sides and it visually makes a difference, but honestly it looks like they just turned up the brightness settings and could just be telling you they did ray tracing. It's not so dramatic with GTA 5 because it wasn't made for ray tracing. Added ultra wide monitor support. Again, what do you need a 48:9 monitor resolution for? I would love to know. Added an FOV scaling setting for the gameplay camera. Updated SDR to 10-bit from 8-bit, which reduces visible color banding. I never noticed color banding in that game, and if I did, I assumed it was probably a side effect of your powers, but okay. Improved graphics adapter detection at startup with automatic selection between DX11 and DX12. Implemented screen aspect ratio fixes for ultra wide monitors, which you would have to do if you're adding support for it. I assumed you would do that when you did the support, guys. Your current monitor resolution can now reliably be selected from the screen resolution and rendered resolution menus. Added rendering resolution support beyond 4K, implemented texture streaming fixes, and ray tracing bug fixes. For DLSS support, added DLSS support for arbitrary resolutions, added DLAA support, updated DLSS to DLSS 3.7 with higher temporal stability. Film grain added back to DLSS SR. Who cares? Everybody turns film grain off. Stop making games with film grain. It's shit. Kane and Lynch, it was a thing. Like it was supposed to be as if you were recording it or watching a movie. So the film grain had a lore implication. But when everyone puts film grain and motion blur on stuff, we don't want that. You know, those should be defaulted to off, not on. But if you want film grain, if you want motion blur, you should have to turn them on. Stop putting these in games. Most of us hate them. Fixed shadow resolution when DLSS is embedded, added resolution dependent bitmap bias for DLSS, the enhanced texture quality, for example, when applying the DLSS performance setting. General updated the audio on cinematics and end credits to remove unintended channel mixing. You will no longer hear anything that isn't intended to be heard. It wasn't the hiss, it was us, sorry. That's kind of funny. Several bugs and crashes fixed. Or not being sued. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a different story. Oh, but yeah, there you go. So for anyone interested, I've got the images for the new outfits. So you've got this one. Yeah. This is the urban response gear, which is, I guess, a civilian version of the tactical response gear. No gloves, tacticals all blacked out, urban's, like Marty McFly outfit. Um, then you have the astral dive suit, which I'm not sure what this is referencing because there's references in this game. There's one outfit. Uh, is it the asynchronous suit? It might be that. It's effectively a Jedi robe. I should have brought it up, but I forgot to. But this is obviously a reference to something. It's a armor. Excuse me. Oh, and it was a DLC only, and then what might be my favorite. Well, I like the Jedi robes because I often say that Control is the best Jedi game or Star Wars game that you've never played. because there's a lot of stuff you do in this that feels like you just have the force. And you're what did I tell my friend? It was Mara Jade on Earth trying to stay undercover. Because like your character kind of looks like the way Jade is described, and you're running around with all these powers that make you look and feel like a Jedi, and then they straight up put a Jedi robe in the game. And I was like, "Where's my lightsaber?" And we're done here. These if Remedy can get their rights to do a Jedi game, a Star Wars game where you're a Jedi running around, and they use this engine, it would be amazing. They would probably knock it out of the park because this game, I love Control. This game's fun as hell. It's probably my favorite Remedy title. I didn't really get into Alan Wake that much. That Quantum Break or Quantum whatever game was okay, but I only was playing it at my friend's house, and he traded it in after about 2 weeks, so I think I only have about 2 or 3 hours into that game. It was also like a tie-in with a TV show, and I hate when games do that. That was a thing for a while. But what was I talking about? Oh, my favorite outfit's the Jedi. My next favorite, which I never got because it was a PS4 download or DLC for PS4, I believe, the extra dimensional suit, which this is straight up an homage to the Hev suit from Half-Life. That's what I get out of this. It's the same kind of color scheme. It's got the same like chest plate area in the front. They changed it a little bit, but this is giving me hard Hev suit vibes. Like you might as well call her like, you know, Jesse Freeman at this point. But yeah, I love this outfit. It looks so cool. It's 'cause it reminds me of Half-Life, and I want a Half-Life game. Please, Valve, make a real Half-Life game. Give us actual Half-Life 3, not Half-Life Alex. But I know that's never gonna happen. It's just I've come to terms with that years ago. But I absolutely love this outfit. Like, it's great. This one's kinda cool. I might run around in this a bit. I'm definitely gonna get this DLC. I've been thinking about playing Control again lately. And now that they've announced this was announced earlier today, I will just wait until it comes out, and then I'll get these new missions and I'll play it. I've played every DLC for Control, probably one of my top 10 games. I was blown away the first time I played it because, as I said before, Remedy games never really landed with me. The Max Payne games were fun, but nothing ever stuck out the way Control did. The story, the narrative, the gameplay, the mechanics, all of it. Fucking love it. Wonderful game. Highly recommend it. If you haven't played it, go play it. As you could see, it was super cheap on that site. I think the last time I was in store and saw a physical copy, it was like 15 bucks. So if you one of those people that prefer physical copies, you can get the base game for 15 bucks. They didn't have the DLC on disc, but the DLC download, there's a pack that I downloaded for 20 bucks. I think it came with all the DLCs because I already had the game. I didn't want the Ultimate Edition. But when they released the Ultimate Edition, all the DLCs went on sale. And I just picked them all up at once. I think I'd already had one, but whatever the first one was, it's been so long. It's that one doctor guy. It's DLC. He's like the head of it, whatever. But I'm getting kind of rambly. New update for Control. If you love the game, you love it. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's definitely worth it, especially if you want a fun third-person shooter game with Jedi powers, because that's basically what it is. A little bit of SCP feel to it, some kind of X-Files mystery, extra dimensional, spooky paranormal stuff. It's a great game. It's a great game. So yeah, that'll be it for this video. I'm your host Belmont, signing out.